So beginning this evening, coming to kneeling on our mat, so shins on the floor, bums on the heels. Tilt the pelvis forwards, lengthening through the spine, through the crown of your head, rolling your shoulder blades back towards each other behind you, opening your chest, space for your lungs, and then breathing normally. Breathing as you've been breathing all day, so not yet changing anything, not taking control. Just taking a moment to tune in with you as you are. Becoming aware of your immediate surroundings, the sounds around you. Becoming aware of every sensation in your body, from the tip of your toes to the crown of your head, exploring everything you find in between. Tuning in as you are. No thoughts need thinking about. There is nowhere else to be. Accept what you find. Do not wish anything was any different. Simply observing without thinking. Seeing without thought. Becoming aware of how your breathing is, how it feels. Where you're breathing into, where you're exhaling from. If you're not already, then make sure you're breathing through your nose. Again, just naturally breathing. If anything passes through your mind, just being aware of where your attention goes, where your mind flicks to. If your mind wanders or becomes distracted, come back to your body, back to your breath. Center your awareness in feeling in your body. And then breathing deeper. Breathing in through the nose, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Breathing into the crown of your head, full body breath. As you exhale, squeezing all the breath out of the lungs. Squeezing the belly button into the spine as you really squeeze the lungs empty. And then inhaling, breathing in deeper. Exhaling, breathing out longer. Every breath through the nose, every breath under your control. Exploring your lung capacity. Every inhale deeper, more full. Every exhale complete. Lungs are empty. Feel your body expand with every inhale. With every exhale, shrinking, softening, relaxing. Every time you expand, expanding your awareness inside of yourself. Filling your body with awareness. being aware of every sensation, every experience there is in your physical body, in your energy. With the hands on the knees, as you inhale, pull the spine forwards, open the chest, tilt the pelvis forwards, deep belly breath filling the lungs, exhaling, rolling backwards, pushing the spine to the back of the room, squeezing the belly button into the spine, chin to the chest, just making yourself as small as you can, coming forwards, expanding with the inhale, with the exhale, rolling backwards, squeezing, closing off. 3 more breaths. Inhaling, coming forwards, nice and big. Exhaling, squeezing backwards, emptying the lungs. Inhaling forwards, bigger breath. Exhaling, moving backwards, empty the lungs. One more time, breathing, opening, coming forwards. Exhaling, moving backwards, squeezing all the breath as strong as you can, squeezing, 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 and then settling back into your yogic breathing. Coming back to stillness, length through the spine, setting the intention to have every breath under your control through the whole of your practice. With every inhale, expanding your awareness inside your body as you move through your practice. With every exhale, exploring, letting go, relaxing, dropping deeper. So opening the eyes. Bring the right hand to the outside of your left thigh. The left hand on the floor behind you. Inhaling for length facing the front, exhaling, using the hands, twisting, looking behind. Squeezing the belly in, pulling the left shoulder blade back behind you, taking the chin as far around as you can. Every breath in, breathing into the twist. Every exhale, twisting a little further. One more breath. And then gently releasing, facing the front, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right leg, the right hand on the floor behind you, inhaling for length, exhaling, twisting on the spine, looking behind, strong on the arms, long through the spine, aggressive with your abdominals, really squeezing the belly in with the exhale, inhaling, belly expands, and then releasing, facing the front. Hands on your mats, tucking the toes, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Fingers wide, hips high, pressing down through the heels, and then cycling the legs. So bending the right knee, pressing down through the left heel, pushing the left heel down, straightening the left leg as much as you can. Couple of breaths here, and then swapping the legs. Again, pressing down through the right heel as you bend your left knee as strong as you can, pressing down through the right heel, pushing the right knee back. Deep belly breathing. A few breaths here. And then keep swapping the legs, just a couple of breaths for each leg. Just feel the stretch down the calf muscle or the thigh or wherever you're feeling this. Stay active in the arms, strong in the arms, pushing away from the shoulders. And then from your downward facing dog, rolling forwards, bring your shoulders above your wrists. And then chaturanga, as slow as you can, landing chest and belly on your mats at the same time. So coming down to lying on your mats. And then bring the arms along the floor at shoulder height, palms on the floor. Looking to the left side of the room, throw your left toes to your right fingers. So bring the toes as close as you can to your fingers without moving your hands. You can just rest the head on the floor, and then wherever you are, breathing as deep as you can. Feel that twist on the spine, feel the weight of your left leg opening you a little more with every exhale. It doesn't matter if the toes are close to the fingers or not, just get them as close as you can, and then breathe 2 more breaths here. Feel the opening in the right shoulder, right chest, and then nice and gently coming back down onto your mat, looking to the right side of the room, throwing your right toes to the left fingers. Again, just getting them as close as you can. Don't move the fingers, keep the hands planted. The weight of the right leg opening the body, twisting your spine, breathing through the nose. Feel the breath moving through your body. Two more breaths. And nice and gently coming back onto your mats. So the right hand stays where it is. You're stacking the left side of the body on top of the right side, so come up on the right side of your body. You can use your left hand on your mat to push you up. The left hand comes up and over behind the back to clasp the fingers and push the hands away. So, clasping the fingers, push the hands away to lock the elbows in. This will bring your shoulder blades closer together. Feel that opening in the right shoulder, right armpit. If you can't grab a hold of your left fingers, bring the right hand closer to the back, grabbing a hold of the fingers and then pushing the arms away. Just as much as possible, the right shoulder is open. And then for option 2, bending the left knee, placing the left foot on the floor behind the right knee. Option 3, feet together, knees together, pointing up towards the ceiling. And then option 4, drop your legs the same direction as your arms. Keeping the head off the floor, keeping the spine long. Just feel the weight on the right shoulder, right armpit. One more breath. And then making your way back onto your mats. Going the other way, so stacking the right side of your body on top of the left, lying on the left side of your body. Leaving the left hand where it is, the right hand comes up and over behind the back, clasping the fingers, pushing the hands away. So again, elbows locked in, shoulder blades are close, head off the floor, just keeping the spine long. Option 2, bending the right knee, placing the right foot on the floor behind the left knee. Option 3, both feet together, both knees together. And option 4, dropping your legs the same direction towards your arms. So releasing through the left shoulder. With every exhale, soften the area. Feel your weight moving through the shoulder, through the armpit. 2 more breaths. And then gently, slowly, making your way back onto your mats. This time, both hands on your mats. Keeping the elbows tucked in close, spread the fingers wide, tuck your toes, pushing back through the heels, knees and hips are lifting, engaging your core, nice and strong up into a high plank. And then coming down onto your knees, knees under the hips, walk your hands away from you to come into puppy pose. So stretching your arms out in front of you, either the forehead is on the floor as you press your chest to your mats, opening the chest, opening the armpits. Otherwise, to go further, look up between the hands. You're trying to press your chin and chest onto your mats at the same time. So you need to keep the head high, and imagine someone is pushing you between your shoulder blades, trying to press your heart to the floor. Using every breath, exploring how the breathing changes the intensity of your puppy pose. And then sliding backwards, the bum comes to the heels, spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Nice and slowly, with as many footsteps as you can, walking one foot in front of the other, walking your way up your mats into a forward fold. So coming to having your big toes together, small gap between the heels, straightening your legs as much as you can without locking the knees in, tilting the pelvis forwards, hanging loose out of the hips, so soften your spine, softening your neck, allow your head to hang. The weight of your head, the weight of your upper body just folding you forwards as you tilt the pelvis forwards, lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Use the breathing here. With every exhale, letting go of tension in the spine or the neck, maybe in the hips and the thighs, just hanging longer toward your toes. And
And then nice and slowly, stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other, coming up to standing as you press down through the toes, pressing down through the heels, slowly stacking your spine, coming all the way up to standing, coming to Tadasana, mountain pose. Straightening through the legs, lengthening through the spine, rolling shoulder blades back towards each other. A few rounds of sun salutation. So deep belly breath in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, reaching off the ceilings, deep belly breath. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the right foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding into cobra, pushing hips down, lifting shoulders. As we exhale, tucking toes and lifting hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, setting the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left foot between the hands. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling, deep belly breath. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. And again, breathing in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, long through the side bodies, reaching through the whole of your body. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the left foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding up to cobra, pushing hips down, lifting shoulders. As we exhale, tucking toes and lifting hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, setting the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right foot between the hands. Inhaling, up to the ceilings, pressing down through the heels. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. Both hands reaching up for the ceiling. The right hand grabs the left wrist, inhaling for length. Exhaling, reaching the hands over to the right side of the room as you send the hips to the left side of the room. So pressing down through the heels, lengthening through the legs, through the spine, through the left side of your body, pulling the left shoulder blade backwards so you can see underneath the arm, up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Inhaling, both hands reach up for the ceiling. The left hand grabs the right wrist. Deep breath in as we exhale, reaching over to the left side of the room, sending the hips over to the right. Use the space you created to press down through the heels, pull the right shoulder blade backwards, breathing into the right lung as you look underneath the arm, up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths, finding more length, finding more reach, deeper bend in the body. Inhaling up at the ceiling, exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Stepping or jumping back to a plank. Half press up, chaturanga. Coming down low to your mat, elbows close into the body. As we inhale, upward facing dog. So pressing down the tops of the feet to lift your knees, lift your hips. Pulling the chest through the arms, pressing down through the palms. Pulling your shoulder blades as close as you can behind you. Opening the chest, breathing deeper into your back bend. Pushing harder in the hands, harder on the tops of the feet, lift the knees and hips a bit higher. If you fancy, moving the shoulders, moving the hips, swinging side to side just to loosen a little bit more through the lower back. And then coming to stillness, as we exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left heel to your mats to inhale into a warrior one. Hips square to the front of the mats, hands reaching up to the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forwards, kicking back to plank. Optional, right leg lifted, but everyone press up. Up dog. Right toes back on the floor, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right heel to your mats. Inhaling, warrior ones. Hips square. Exhaling, folding forwards, kicking back to plank. Optional, left leg lifted. Everyone press up, up dog, left toes back on the floor, downward facing dog. And then, just to finish our sun salutation routine, quick vinyasa, inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up, inhaling, upward facing dog, exhaling, back to downward facing dog. Deep belly breathing, strong belly breaths. Bringing your right foot more central to your mat, pressing down through the right heel, lifting the left leg up behind you as high as you can, pointing through your left toes. Bend the left knee, open the hip as you bring the left foot over to the right side of the room. The left knee is the highest point of your body. Keep pulling your head closer to the right knee, opening the body as wide and as big as you can. A few more breaths. And then slowly bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand, planting down through the right hand, strong from the right shoulder, pushing back through the right heel. Bring the left hand to the heart and then twisting on the spine, looking up to the ceiling. Inhaling, the left hand reaches up to the ceiling, and then settling here, breathing deeply as you twist on your spine, turning to look at your left fingers. Stay strong on the left leg, pressing down through the left heel, pushing back through the right heel, strong from the right shoulder, supporting your body weight with the right arm. And if you can, opening the body a bit more as you pull the left shoulder blade behind you, twisting further on the spine. Keep pulling that left knee back underneath you. Don't let the left knee move to the left side of the room. Inhaling, reaching the left hand up to the ceiling. Exhaling, left hand on the floor on the inside of your left leg, setting up for your lizard lunge. So walk your hands away from you, and then coming down onto your forearms, maybe landing on your elbows. To keep the right leg strong, there is the option of having your right knee on your mats. Make sure the whole sole of your left foot is grounded down into the floor. So if any part of your left foot is coming away from your mats, sacrifice the distance, get it down. Keep the left knee and left thigh close to the body. If you can, also resting your forehead on your mats. One more breath. And then coming up on the hands, placing your right knee down to the floor, top of the right is on the mat. As we inhale, reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge. Sending the hips forwards towards the left heel, reaching the arms back and behind you, opening the chest as you pull your shoulder blades in towards each other. Inhaling, reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, hands either side of the left foot, tucking the right toes, straightening both legs as much as you can. So pushing back through the right heel, pushing away through the left heel. Again, as much as possible, straightening your legs without locking your knees in. Tilt forwards from your pelvis, walking your hands away from you, and then folding long over the left leg, trying to bring your forehead towards the left shin, left knee, wherever you are, squaring your hips to the front of your mat. So pull the right hip forwards, left hip back. And using every breath, strong belly breathing. One more breath. And then hands on the mat, kicking the left foot back, downward facing dog. Bring your left foot more central to your mat, pressing down through the left heel, lifting the right leg as high as you can. Bending the right knee, opening the hips. So hips are open to the right side of the room. Really open through the whole right side of your body. Again, that right knee is high up in the air. Pressing back through your left heel. So make sure you're not moving on the ball of the left foot, that the left foot, the left heel stays going to the back of your mats. Opening a bit more, a bit bigger, breathing stronger. And then slowly bring the right foot on the outside of your right hand. Left arm strong as you bring the right hand to the heart, twisting on the spine, looking up to the ceiling. Deep breath in as we reach the right hand up to the ceiling, looking where our fingers are reaching for. Keeping the legs strong, so remember, right knees pull back underneath you, left heel is pushing back behind you. And if you can twist further on the spine, taking the right hand more to the left side of the room. Try to keep the movement on the spine rather than just from the shoulder. Looking up to the ceiling, keep pulling the right knee tight underneath you. One more breath. Inhaling up to the ceiling, exhaling, right hand on your mat on the inside of the right leg. Setting up for your lizard lunge. So dropping your shoulders nice and low, walking your hands forwards, coming down, forearms, elbows, again maybe foreheads, so long as the whole sole of your right foot is pressing down to the floor, so heel, toes, all grounded down. Strong in the legs. Inhaling, breathing into whatever resistance and tension you find in your body. As you exhale, just looking to drop deeper as you let go of the tension in your muscles. And then everyone coming up on your hands, dropping your left knee to the floor, top of the left foot on the mat. As we inhale, both hands reach up to the ceiling. As we exhale, crescent moon lunge. Hips moving forwards, hands moving backwards. With every breath, trying to sink deeper in the hips towards the right heel, pulling the shoulder blades behind us to open the chest more, deeper breaths in the lungs, breathing into the belly. And then everyone inhaling, reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, hands either side of the right foot, tucking the left toes, straightening the left leg, and then straightening both legs as much as you can. So pushing back through the left heel, pushing away through the right heel. Not locking the knees in, but otherwise legs as straight as they can be. Tilt from the pelvis, walk your hands forwards and away from you, and then folding long over the right leg. Again, trying to bring your forehead as close as you can to your knee or your shin. Keeping your hips square to the floor, to the front of your mats. Every exhale, see if you can just find a bit more length hanging over the right leg, coming out of the hips. 2 more breaths. Making them count, breathing deeper. And then with the hands on the mats, kicking the right foot back, downward facing dog. Option of rest, option of freestyle, otherwise vinyasa. Inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Bring your left foot central to your mat, lifting the right leg as high as you can. Bending the right knee, opening the hip. And then bring the right knee into the chest. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, and then stepping the right foot between the hands. As we inhale, the right hand reaches up to the ceiling. Breathing here. Get the legs strong, get the feet set. Deep breath in as we exhale, reaching for the back of the room. And then as we inhale, both hands reach up to the ceiling, coming into a high lunge. So hips square to the front of your mat. Pull the right hip back, left hip forwards, sinking down to the hips, bringing your hands to your heart. Make sure the right knee is above or before the ankle. Strong in the left leg. 1 more breath. And then inhaling, both hands reach up to the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forwards. Hands on the mat, kicking the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Right foot more central to your mat, pressing down through the heel, lifting the left leg nice and high, bending the left knee, opening the hip, and then bringing the left knee into the chest, shoulders over the wrists, stepping the left foot between the hands. Keeping the right knee high. As you inhale, the left hand reaches up to the ceiling. Breathing here. So again, get the legs strong. Get the feet set. Feet are facing the same direction. Right heel is high. Pressing down through the left heel. Deep breath in. As we exhale, reaching for the back of the room. And as we inhale, both hands reaching forwards and then up to the ceiling, coming into a high lunge. Sinking low in the hips, bringing the hands to the heart, shoulder blades pulling backwards, hips squaring to the front of your mat, pressing down through the left heel, back through the right heel. 2 more breaths, nice and strong in the legs, shoulders above the hips, and then everybody inhale, both hands reaching up to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forwards, hands on the mat, kicking the left foot back, downward facing dog. Hop, step or jump to Malasana, your deep yogi squats. So both feet outside both of your hands. So we want to get the heels down. If your heels aren't down, take the feet wider. If your feet are wider than your hips and the heels are still not down, just come up until your heels are planted, and that will be where you work for now. If your heels are down, a bit of pressure in the heels to keep the legs strong and active. Press into the outsides of the feet to take your knees wider, opening the hips, lengthening through the spine, pulling your shoulder blades behind you. 1 more breath. And then bring your elbows above your knees, coming up on the balls of your feet. So you're lifting your heels as high as you can. Try to lift your heels so high it looks like your shin is going straight down into your toes. Strong on the balls of the feet, keeping the heels lifted, slowly lifting upwards. So strong in the legs, pressing down, lifting up, nice and slowly, keeping control. Coming all the way up to standing. Again, the heels are still high. Bring your feet together. On the balls of the feet, heels still lifting. Squeezing your thighs together, nice and slowly. Start lowering down. So again, don't drop the heels. Keep the thighs squeezing. Coming down as low as you can until your bum is in line with your knees. Your thighs are parallel to the floor. Holding here, heels lifting high, and then clasping your fingers, pushing the palms away, locking the elbows in, start lifting up to the ceiling, keeping your heels high. So staying on the balls of the feet, pushing through the palms, lengthening, reaching through the whole of your body. 1 more breath, and then releasing your hands, keeping the heels high, bring your arms either side of you. And when the hands touch your thighs, dropping your heels, forward fold. As you come into your forward fold, peace fingers, grab a hold of your big toes, and then you're pulling yourselves deeper. Pulling yourselves out of your hips. Again, remember to straighten your legs as much as possible without locking your knees in. So, with the arms, elbows bending off to the sides as you use the strength of your arms to pull yourself out of your hips. Keep tilting the pelvis forwards, pushing the knees backwards. A few more breaths. Breathing through the nose. Listen to your breathing. Hear every exhale. 1 more breath. And then, using the strength of your arms, keep a hold of your big toes, start bending your knees, coming down into a little squat. So again, you want to keep your heels planted. If your heels start to lift, go to the point where they're just about to lift and then work there. Try and move as slowly as you can to keep your heels down as you start lowering down. That wherever you're feeling the tightness and the tension as you start to lower down there, that'll be where you continue working for this pose until you can land something like this.
One more breath. And then coming forwards onto your knees. So your toes are tucked, slide your knees backwards, get your toes nice and open, little pinky toe in on the action as well. And then hands on the knees or hands on the heart, just sitting here with the weight on the heels. So your toes are being stretched open, just close your eyes and focus on breathing deeply and calm. No thoughts need thinking about. Watch the sensation in your toes and your feet the same way you watch your breathing. Without attachment, without any idea of good or bad or right or wrong or something you want more of or something to avoid. Just watch. One more breath. And then coming forwards, tucking the tops of your feet onto the floor, bums on the heels, hands either side of you, and then just leaning backwards. So lifting your knees as high as you can to stretch the tops of your feet, stretching your shins, lengthening through the spine, opening the chest, hands on the floor or bringing the hands to the heart as you lengthen through the whole of your body, lifting the knees as high as you can. So again, really looking to open the tops of your feet. 2 more breaths. And then gently, slowly lowering back down onto your mats. Coming up on your knees, make sure that your knees are hip distance apart and underneath your hips. So we're going to go working with a few back bends here in camel pose. Through camel, try and keep pushing your hips forwards. We want the hips to stay where they are, not moving backwards with us. So pushing the hips forwards, take the hands up to the ceiling, and just start taking the arms behind you. Maybe here is enough. Maybe you can feel the work in the lower back and you don't need to do any more. A little bit extra, you can look up between the hands. Again, that just brings more weight into the lower back. To go further, you can bring one hand to one heel. So the right hand to the right heel, reaching behind you. Trying to bend deeper, keep lengthening through the left side of your body. If you choose to only work here today, after a few breaths, just make sure you're swapping your arms. So the left hand to the left heel, reaching through the right arm. But otherwise, we're looking to grab hold of both heels. So both hands on both heels, pushing the hips forwards, opening the front of the body. Either looking forwards, otherwise if you're comfortable, hanging the head, looking for the wall behind. If you're looking for the wall behind, then push through the chin to really open the throat and the whole front of your body. The breathing is strong from the belly, so your engagement of your core muscles and your abdominals helps support your spine as you look to bend deeper into your back bend. 2 more breaths. Hips moving forwards, head moving backwards. And then to come out, looking forwards, engaging your abdominals, pulling yourself forwards from the stomach. Continue working with any of those previous options. Otherwise, a variation, bring your hands onto your lower back, onto your bum, either side of your spine, and then pull your elbows as close as you can. You're then using your hands to push the hips forwards, pushing the hips further forwards as far as you can, and then again if you want to go further, looking behind you, dropping the head. Deeper breaths. Breathing through the nose. One more breath. And then pulling yourselves forwards, slowly, everyone lowering down, bum onto the heels. And then we're just going to come into child's pose to release the work we've just done. So holding onto your feet, leading with the chin, bringing belly and chest onto your thighs, and then foreheads onto your mats. Soften your body, breathe deeply, and with every exhale, shoulder blades fall away from each other as you breathe into the back of your rib cage. Deep belly breathing, loosening, softening with every breath. Are you focused? Is your awareness engaged in what you're doing? Or has your mind wandered? Come back. Be here. One more breath. And then lengthening through the spine, lifting up, coming up with the head. And then making your way to sitting on your mats with the soles of your feet together. So soles of the feet together. Holding onto your toes, wiggle your heels and hips as close as you can bring them. So we're going to come to cobbler's pose. Holding onto the toes, pull yourself from your hips. So not coming forward through the spine, but using the strength of your arms to get that forward pivot from the pelvis. Hips are opening. Try and keep the spine long, the back flat, as you start to bring your chin and chest to the floor towards the top of your mats. As you lower down, your elbows can be used to press down on the thighs to open your hips a little bit more. And so long as you can maintain the work you can feel here, then with a strong exhale, you can round your spine to bring your forehead towards your toes. Or if you're comfortably reaching your toes, try to bring your forehead onto your mats in front of your feet. Just wherever you are, make sure you're really using those elbows to press down on thighs. Main focus here is that work you can feel in the hips. And then gently releasing, calming up. We're going to straighten the right leg out in front of us and bring the left foot against the right thigh. Pull the meat of your bum so your sitting bones are facing backwards. Twisting so that your belly button is facing your right toes, pushing through the right heel. Inhaling, both hands reach up to the ceiling, and as we exhale, folding forwards. So you're trying to grab a hold of your toes, your ankle, your shin. Doesn't matter where, just grabbing a hold and then using your arms to pull you out of your hips. So we're looking for a similar movement as we had in cobbler's pose, where we are pivoting from the pelvis, hinging from the hips, coming down the leg. Consider full body engagement, so everything's working, your left shoulder, your left knee pressing down to really anchor you into your mats as you use the strength of your arms to come out of your hips. Continue working here unless when you round your spine forwards, the work continues. So everyone, with a strong exhale, bringing the forehead towards the right leg. Being nice and strong from your abdominals, giving your internal organs a good squeeze and good massage. Just squeezing your digestive system to assist it, moving everything around. 2 more breaths. And then gently releasing, calming up. Bring your left foot away from the right leg, and then bring the right arm on the inside of the leg, palm facing the ceiling. If possible, you use the right hand to grab a hold of your calf muscle. If that's not available, just use your elbow to push off the leg. But otherwise, holding to the leg, pushing off the right leg to twist on the spine, looking over the left shoulder, up towards the ceiling.
and then the left hand reaches up and out the hip over towards the outside of your right foot until maybe your left hand grabs the outside of your right toes. So if your left hand doesn't reach the toes, it doesn't matter. Just keep lengthening out the left side of your body, reaching as far as you can as you use your right arm to twist under the left armpit. You're trying to look up towards the ceiling from under the left arm. Your left knee is pressing down. Feel the coming out of your left hip, the opening in the body, the twist on the spine. Strong in the arms. Use the right arm to push off that right leg. One more breath. And then gently releasing, calming up. Bring your left heel to the outside of your right bum. The left hand grabs the outside of your right foot, and then you're picking the right leg up. Bringing the right arm on the inside of your right leg and under the right leg. We're then trying to hook the right leg higher up towards the right shoulder. So we're coming into compass pose. Bring the right hand onto the floor beside you and behind you as much as possible. And then as you straighten through the right leg, you're twisting under the left armpit, looking over to the left side of the room. As much as possible, looking to lock the right knee in. Use that right arm to push off the right leg to pull you through the left arm underneath it so you can look up towards the ceiling. Two more breaths, breathing here, pushing through the right heel, and then easing off. And then we're going to bring the left leg out in front of us and the right foot against the left thigh. So doing the other side, pull the meat of your bum so your sitting bones are facing backwards, belly button facing the left toes, inhaling up and out the hips, exhaling, folding forwards, grabbing a hold once again wherever you can. Right knee pressing down, right shoulder pressing down, pulling yourself out of your hips, down your left leg. Trying to take your chin and chest to your toes. And if you can maintain that rotation in the hips, that tilt in the pelvis, then with a strong exhale, you can bring your forehead to the left leg. And then you're breathing here with the majority of your internal organs on the left side of your body. Be as strong as you can with your breathing, squeezing everything inside. One more breath. And then gently releasing, coming up, bringing the right foot away from the left leg so you can bring your left arm on the inside of the leg and your left palm facing the ceiling. Either the left hand holding the calf, otherwise just using your elbow, but everyone using your left arm to push off the left leg, twisting on the spine, looking over the right shoulder, up towards the ceiling. Reaching the right hand up to the ceiling, out of the right hip, over to the outside edge of your left toes. And then again, using just the left arm, or if you have hold of the left toes and the right arm as well, trying to pull yourself under the right armpit, twisting on the spine, coming out of the right hip, right knee pressing down. Again, if you're not holding your left toes with the right hand, just reaching out of the hip, lengthening through the side of your body, reaching as far as you can, breathing into the space you created for your right lung. Deep belly breaths. Two more breaths. and then releasing,
coming up. Then bringing your right heel to the outside of your left bum. The right hand grabs the outside of your left foot as you pick the left leg up. Bring the left arm on the inside of the left leg, trying to get the left leg high up towards the left shoulder. And then bring the left hand onto the floor beside you, more behind you. Straightening through the left leg, pushing through the left heel, coming underneath the right arm, looking up towards the ceiling or just off to the right side of the room. As strong as you can, pushing through that left heel. You can lock the left knee in, there's no weight on the left leg, so no danger in hurting the knee. Using that left arm to push that left leg behind you, twisting on the spine, coming under that right arm. 2 more breaths. And then easing off, bringing both feet onto your mat. Knees are bent, wrapping your arms around your legs, squeezing yourselves nice and tightly, nice and small. Couple of breaths here, feeling your belly move against your thighs. And then roll, keeping a hold of your legs with your arms, rolling to your backs, and just do a few rocks here, just massaging your spines, massaging your back. If you can, with the momentum, come into the back of your head, give the back of your head a massage as well. And then, when you're happy, making your way to Shavasana, final relaxation. So feet in the corners, flop to either side, palms facing the ceiling, hands away from the body, tucking the shoulder blades in closer, pressing your lower back and back of your neck into your mat to have as much of your spine supported by your mat beneath you. And then when you're here, let go of everything. Soften your body, breathe normally, drop all engagement. Everything can find stillness. Your body can relax. Yet still no thoughts need thinking about, so keep your mind, keep your focus, keep your awareness engaged. Stay inside of your body. Stay in every sensation, every feeling. And as you breathe, just feel your breath traveling through your body. No need to move, no need to fidget. Still body, quiet mind. And then breathing deeply. Getting ready to move. Wiggling fingers and toes. Rotating wrists and ankles. And then moving any way that feels good for you. Full body stretch. Arms overhead. Pointing through toes, pushing through heels, whatever feels good. Just keep stretching and moving in any way that feels good for you. And when you're ready, making your way to sitting on your mats, we'll bring our practice to a close. So thank you very much everyone for tuning in and joining me with this practice. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.